This is Taryn Lupo reporting for the Low Country Liberty Report. This edition is brought to you by Stash Your Swag. This ebook contains over 100 secret hiding places all around your house. You can make these hiding places with everyday objects and won't cost much money. Everything in the book, again, is under $50. These days, crime is going through the roof, and banks are getting nationalized by the government and cannot be trusted. You have to go back to the old ways, the way our grandparents kept their stuff safe. Stash your valuables all over your house. This book will give you plenty of ideas how to do that. StashYourSwag.com.
Hi, this is Melanie Spencer. Melanie, why are you here today?
We're here to get the word out, to get people involved. I think it's really important that people come out here and learn about what's really going on instead of getting wrong information from the media.
What that's all about right here. Right here. Stand right here. I'm just a dad. I'm just a hard-working guy.
Hold the mic right now. Put the mic close.
I'm just a dad, okay? I just have 2 kids. I work hard, and that's all I am. I'm an American citizen. Better yet, I'm a sovereign citizen. We, the people of the great state of Georgia, must say no to the assault on our liberties. The state of the government today is a consequence of America being willfully ignorant and complacent. We don't even know what liberty means. And if we don't know what liberty means, then how are we to protect it? We have lived in a false state of liberty for too long, and we've let our guard down. Our government gave us a government by the people for a reason. It's a total 180 from what they have given us now. Liberty is defined as freedom from control, interference, restriction. Our founders gave us a government based on the natural law. That means that the laws of nature come from God, not from a man or government. Therefore, liberty is based on natural rights. Natural rights can never be taken away by a man or government. This is why our founders gave us a government that was to follow the direction of the people. This structure is a bottom-up concept, not a top-down. In the words of Patrick Henry, guard with jealous attention the public liberty. Suspect anyone who approaches that jewel. Unfortunately, nothing will preserve it except force. Whether you give up that force, then you are ruined. Taxation is nothing but theft. The people are endowed by their life with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Therefore, our earnings and our wages are our property. They belong to us, not the government. Taxation is nothing more than legalized theft. If I went to your home and stole your property, I'd go to jail. Government is the only entity that is allowed to steal, and because they do this with forcible means. This is a complete opposite of liberty. Government is supposed to be the protector of natural rights, not the agent of tyranny. We give our consent for our government under the 16th Amendment of the Constitution to tax us. Those in power are supposed to do this equitably and fairly. But this power that we have turned over to them has been abused by cunning means of deception. Much scholarship has been put forward to even question the ratification, the proper ratification of the 16th Amendment, which questions its constitutionality. Such scholars strongly suggest that the amendment was created as a sinister means and intrudes on our natural right to be secure in our property. This is seen as unconstitutional, and it must be repealed. Today, we live in a time where the definition of income has changed. Many Supreme Court decisions have defined what income is and is not. Since the tax was introduced in 1913, the government has gradually taken control of its citizens by means of enslavement through excessive taxation. We have not allowed the federal government, or we have allowed the federal government to become out of control by not being vigilant, by restricting their power. This is unacceptable. It is now time to mobilize and get involved. The days of being an armchair patriot are over, and we must do more.
That's right.
Quit screaming at your TVs, okay? Quit screaming at your TVs. It is time to quit screaming at City Hall and become City Hall. Now, taxation cannot be discussed without talking about the Federal Reserve. What Federal Reserve? What's that got to do with it? Although it would seem that the Internal Revenue Service and the Federal Reserve are totally separate, appearances can be very misleading. It is true that they are separate creatures, one that collects the money, one that makes the money, or creates it. But upon further examination, we find that these are fraternal twins with common parentage and instinct. They have both grown to gargantuan proportions since 1913 and have become insatiable predators, dining on the productivity of the common man. In the case of the IRS, it's a perpetual feast through taxation, directly from our earnings and our saving. In the case of the Fed, it is taken indirectly as inflation. But the net effect is exactly the same. The Federal Reserve is not a government institution. It is a private central bank that controls the nation's money supply. And this is unconstitutional. The Federal Reserve System can be seen as a more evil type of taxation because it comes under the radar through inflation. Our Congress has given up this, quote, safeguard of our currency to the elite bankers of the world. The Federal Reserve devalues our money when they inject trillions of dollars into the world economy. This is nothing more than legalized counterfeiting of pure paper money backed by absolutely nothing. And no, it is not backed by gold.
That's right.
This is excessive printing. It's to prop up banks, failed auto companies, etc. And this will collapse our dollar through hyperinflation. This is where your hidden tax is. Basically, if you go to the store and buy a jug of milk and it's watered down when you get home, you feel like you're being cheated. That's what the government does with our money. It waters down the quality. The reason government likes this form of taxation more, because it allows this form of taxation to be done covertly over the people. They don't see it. It's hidden. They do this because the government does not have the guts to come to the people and ask for more money because there's not enough direct taxation to support their Leviathan state. And I'll close with this. Thomas Jefferson in 1812 wrote to his Treasury Secretary, if the American people ever allow private banks to control the issuance of their currency, first by inflation and then by deflation, the banks and the corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of all property until their children will wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered.
That's right. You're right.
It is time to take our country back from these parasites. Let's give them new marching orders because we're all to tell and we're not taking it anymore.
Jason Spencer.
Hi
there. Jason just made a speech. Jason, what are you hoping to accomplish by being out here today?
Well, I'm hoping to really awake the American conscience. That we have been working like little slaves for way too long and not knowing what the government is doing to us. And I want the people to know that we control the government, not the government controlling us. So that's what I hope I've done today.
Thank you.